Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to YHWH Speak Television Show. We are here in Evanston, Illinois. Continue bringing in our Hebrew History Month the lesson that Yah has put into my pay to bring forth, titled Yisrael, knowing our heritage makes us a peculiar people.
Yes, it does.
Yisrael, this is our history book. Everyone else has theirs. Every other Goy has theirs. This is ours. We are the chosen to do a job for Ibryi, which is to tell him of his goodness and his statutes, laws, and commandments to do so that you don't end up in the lake of fire. Right. It's about saving souls, y'all. It's nothing about edification of ourselves. Yeah. We ain't up but a piece of dirt. Right. It's just an honor and privilege to be corralled and answered it and read it. Like I say, many are called, but few are chosen. We are called and chosen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So we, you know, he wants Yisrael to get our heritage so we can be representative to it and an ambassador to be set apart, to be that peculiar hand. People look and say, yeah, those are Hebrew Israel. Right. You know, the true representative, loving and giving from Genesis to Revelation, loving all goees. Yeah. That's it. It's no hate in our Yahweh. Yeah. Nothing. No ill will in our Yahweh. You must surrender. You must check that flesh for you can have Yah's best. That's just it. Yeah. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 21. Leviticus chapter 21. Yah puts things in that put into his heritage, let it be known to Yisrael. Nothing is done away with to the era, from Genesis to Revelation. But it's up to us to come from that. We've been to the water baptism to get cleaned up. Now you should graduate to the fiery baptism to have them fiery words. Yeah. And then after that, the men and women should come back to be that thunder. The thunder sons and babes, thunder of our Yahweh. It's time. Devil ain't playing. Y'all saying it's time to bring his thunder. Hallelujah. And the truth and unafraid. Yep. Like it all Archonaka throughout this book, they would bring the thunder. That's what we are here. YHWH temple and many other temples around here standing for dust, Yahweh, no matter what Adam and any religion has to say. Hallelujah, Yahweh. It is written. That's what we're going on. Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5 reads.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corners of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Hallelujah. Wow. And they shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh, nor tattoos. So say, you know, it counts every head, you know, every hair on your head. Oh, yes. You know, them all like the other goees. Yep. So that's what he wants you to bring it. Bring the thunder. Right. You know, you ain't no Egyptian with a bald head. Right. You know, and you're supposed to sport your beard. And like you say, that crown is your head, is your crown, and then he wants that crown of glory, your mikbah on your head. Because he up there in Shemaiah with his mikbah, tit-tits and all that beard.
Come on now.
Praise be to the mighty Yah. This is our heritage.
Yes, it is. Right.
Should be honored and be proud of.
To sport it. Yes.
You know that people are like, woo, what's there? And ask you a question, then you can tell them that's the opening and talking about our Yah, how good he is to us and how good he wants to be to everyone. He wished that none that perish. His will is to become ours. We wish that none is perish. But we got to get to the awakening Israel so they can represent that sleeping Israel so they can come to. This is the month to get their attention. By any means necessary, y'all say. By the social media, anything, put it out there. Right. I know the Ruach had me boldly putting it out this year. It quickened me last week, and I'm putting it out there with the fire and thunder. Hallelujah. Go. Get their attention. Right. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 7. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Yes, he said, now is the time that you hit his daughter ring.
Right.
Because the next hour is not promised to none of us. Now is the time. Now while I got Neshamith in my Gibeah, I'm going to stand with the thunder for our Yahweh. And our sisters, they got that thunder too. They going to let it roar like the lion of Judah. Going to blow the shofar in Zion, the Arab. Deuteronomy chapter 7. Let's read verses 3 to 4. Yisrael, I'm sorry to say, this is it for you. This is our heritage to set us apart. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verses 3 to 4 reads.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other Elohim. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Yisrael, physical Yisrael, this is Abba Yahweh talking. He's telling you, we got not to marry no one outside of our nation. And that goes even when they convert, become spiritual Israel. That is not, we are not to do that. Neither thou shalt make marriage with them, thy birth, and thou shalt not give thy unto his barn, nor his birth, nor thou shalt not take unto their barn. You don't give your son or daughter to no other go eat. It may sound harsh, but this is what does Yahweh. It's command. He that, and then this is it right here. For they will turn away thy son from following me, Yahweh. That they made every other Elohim. You see that? They following everything else but Yahweh. Then they get with a dozen of a different nationality. They gonna get their way because that's what it is. That brother has lost his thunder. Now he going on to the big mama syndrome of Hasatan and the physical mama. Yah compares the physical to the spiritual. Big mama ain't good, y'all. Spiritual nor physical for the sons that's supposed to have their thunder. For they would turn away thy son from following me, says Yahweh, that they may every other Elohim. So will the anger of me, Yahweh, be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. I can't speak on today's term, but when they found out that they weren't married, it's a strange Iyshshah, they put them away and all that. I know they took care of them, but that's something deep. I'm just putting it out here, what thus says Yahweh. I don't care if they become spiritual. They have another nationality, you shouldn't have it. It's Ibryi for Ibryi. Holla Yahweh. It's the fire and thunder. A Yah buster. Said he know we can't, we'll be turned away from what we are called to do, bring his truth.
Yes.
He knew that all these religions going to come from the devil. He knew that. The influence that what? Like I had brought on face, that had you disobeying Abba Yahweh, dissing Abba Yahweh, which he wants you to go with him to the lake of fire. That's all it's end up to. Like the Roman Christian back then, he had hand and I see mercy and grace on you. That's the mercy showing to come before you can get your attention so you can come back. And grace is unmerited favor, giving you so you can see what's going on around you and say this other entities you calling on, it ain't nothing changed, it's getting worse. So something's wrong. Get the book. And you can be corrected. Then that wrong will be turned right. Then you'll be out, whoa, ready to blow the shofar, let people know. Hey, you've been walking wrong, brother. This is it. Open up your book for yourself. Stop listening to Adam or Kawa by the influence of the puppet master, the devil. Holla Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let's go to Jeremiah, Jeremiah chapter 7. No, Jeremiah chapter 2. Jeremiah chapter 2. Because like I say, our hair, this is the crown that he has on his head. And it's what it is, Jeremiah chapter 2. Let's read verse 16.
Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 16. Also the children of Naph and Tahaphanes have broken the crown of thy head.
Praise the mighty Yah. Also the high band of Naph and Tahaphanes things had broken the crown of thy head. He emphasized the crown. You know, you had crown, like the crown of our head. It is found in Strong's Concordance number 6936 is kokar, called, meaning the crown of the head, as the part most bowed. That's what he said. Is you gonna bow down now to Yahshua? As some say, they ain't gonna bow down. You gonna bow down to get you to the shame. So you bow down, say the part most bow down your crown, your head. Even if it ain't got the mikvah crown, your head still is your crown.
Right.
This is where Yah put all his thoughts in your crown, your head.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most bow should be
now, teacher, brother.
crown of the head, pate, scalp, top of the head.
Yes.
He putting his crown of glory in your head, mikvah, because this is sealed on you that you are particular am to him.
Yes. Thank you.
And then the crown of his glory is Dabarim, putting it in your pay.
Yes.
So you can be able to endow to do this work of Abiyah and be a particular am to him. Praise the mighty Yah.
Yes. Speak true.
But this is our heritage.
Yes.
Hallelujah, Yahweh. Let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 9. Zechariah chapter 9. Zechariah chapter 9. Zechariah chapter 9. And let's read verse 14. Zechariah chapter 9 verse 14 read.
Zechariah chapter 9 verse 14. And Yahweh shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning. And Yahweh Elohim shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south.
And Yahweh shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning. And Mayadan, Yahweh shall blow the high shofar, it shall go with whirlwinds of the south. What it is, Yah is emphasizing on the shofar, how it's important is to know the sound of it, because this is our heritage. Right. And this shofar, it is life and death. Yes. It is life and death in this shofar, now and for eternity. It's to move, it's to bring the congregation to form and order, and it's life and death in this, as you tell you out, this shofar is life and death. He just wants you to re-emphasize on our heritage. Right. It's the shofar. Like they say, you should, like our Rosh Hashanah say, it's a blessing if you have one at home, but you should be one as you see in the temple. Amen. And we're supposed to practice it because it's a meaning to it. Amen. It's Yah's voice speaking, getting your attention, and it's life and death in this shofar. You come to know it, it's life and death. You read our history book. It was all about life and death as this shofar was blown. Still is today for us. You got to know it because this is eternity. Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Lord.
Let's go to Judges. Judges chapter 3. Judges chapter 3. Let's read verses 26 to 30. Praise Yahweh.
Judges chapter 3, verse 26. And Iyshshah escaped while they tarried, and passed beyond the quarries, and escaped in unto Shareth. Verse 27. And it came to pass when he was come that he blew a trumpet in the mountain of Ephraim, and the children of Yisrael went down with him from the mount, and he before them.
Hallelujah. See, it said it came to pass when he was come that he blew a shofar in the mountain of Ephraim, and the high band of Israel went down with him from the mountain, and he went before them. See, there's life and death. See, they knew this South Coast sound, it was called out to go to handle Yah's business, like it is for us today. It's we blowing the shofar of his Darbarines to give people a warning for life and death. Get with Yah now, or you're going to have death in the end. We blowing this shofar. It's our hair this year, Isaiah. Blow the shofar around the air, as it is, as we seen in our history book. Continue.
Verse 28. And he said unto them, follow after me, for Yahweh hath delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand. And they went down after him, and took the fords of Jordan toward Moab, and suffered not a man to pass over. Verse 29. And they slew of Moab at the time about 10,000 men, all lusty, and all men of valor, and there escaped not a man. Verse 30. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Yisrael, and the land had rest 80 years.
Hallelujah. See, there was life and death. He went down there, and then them valiant man, the sons of thunder. You know, like you say, they suffered not out on the pace over, not to move nowhere. You're going to hear. And then after the son of thunder did that, we had shalom for 80 years. That's how Yah wants us to be. We ought to subdue, be fruitful and multiply this era now. We ought to subdue it with the thunder, Dambarim, the Baba Yahweh. That's it. Hushing all gains, saying where they cannot resist the truth. Holla, Yahweh. That's what it is. The thunder is to shut them up. It's shutting that devil up. Definitely going to shut that fleshly man up. That's what it is. He said, ultimately destroyed them. That's what they did. They were sons of thunder. They ultimately destroyed them. He said, leave none. They ultimately destroyed. He was trying to get the Hatah out of the land. Moving forth so he can bring his Sadakah into the land. Praise the mighty Yah. Let's go to Judges chapter 6. Judges chapter 6. You do your part, Yah will do the rest. That's our forgiving and confession. The first thing you must come into anointing Darbarim, and then the most important law is to be obedience. Once you come obedience, you're going to get the fire and the thunder to subdue and handle his business. It's all about his business, him. Nothing is us. All that we are is because of our Yahweh. We are who we are. I am who I am because of the great I am.
Hallelujah, yes.
We are made in his image. So we are to be great like the great I am. Thunder. As he say, bring down from heaven. He always he shows you things, the spiritual with the physical. We see that thunder. Here and there, his words and power is thunder. Judges chapter 6. Judges chapter 6. And let's read verse 34. Hallelujah.
Judges chapter 6 and verse 34. But the Ruach of Yahweh came upon Gideon, and he blew a trumpet, and Abiezer was gathered after him.
Hallelujah. But the Ruach of Yahweh came upon us, and we blew a shofar, and Rahana and Sister Akab, they blew the shofar after. We blowing this shofar around the air with this thunder, this brothers and sisters. Thunder. It's time now. It's thunder. This shofar is life and death. It's about cat.
Right.
See, for counting now, to blow them, and get them, blow it over them dead, dry bones. Yes, them bones can live. Sleeping years right here. Yes, we blow this shofar, thunder and tambourine, words over them. And get them back. Yes, that's what we are. As Raw Micaiah would say, put yourself in it.
Right.
These are our ancestors. Put yourself in this today. We are here today to continue on do this work. This is us. It's talking to us. Been always. Now it's time for us to continue on like they did. You need something that has the fire and thunder now. Unafraid of what Adam or some cow I got to say with the devil lies. That's all it is. If they ain't for us, they ain't with Yah. They with their daddy the devil.
Yeah.
Our big brother Yahshua said.
Yeah.
And man, and most of y'all New Testament believers, it is written. He said, you do not do the will of my, you of your daddy the devil. Bottom line. And Israel too. You shouldn't have been following up behind. That's what he said. You're going to get the ways that others go. It ain't Elohim. Wood and stone. Following up, making up your stuff too. Not to be our heritage is to follow this book,
Yes,
Genesis to Revelation.
Oh, yeah.
This is where he get it. Holla at Yahweh.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Let's go to Judges chapter 7. Judges chapter 7. Judges chapter 7. This is Hebrew Israeli month, y'all. Trying to get their attention. This is the best month they had. Get their attention. Give them y'all shock waves to them. They ain't never heard. We speak in strange tongue. They never heard this before. Holla, y'all. What an honor.
Yes, it is.
Judges chapter 7, verses 16 to 22.
Judges chapter 7, verse 16. And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies, and he put a trumpet in every man's hand with empty pitchers and lamps within the pitchers.
Yeah, a shofar in every Adam hand. You know they finna go blow, make some noise, continue.
And he, at verse 17, and he said unto them, look on me and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that as I do, so shall ye do.
That's exactly it. We doing as Ibryi and our big brother Yahshua do. We look upon him to do. Continue.
Verse 18, when I blow with a trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp, and say the sword of Yahweh and of Gideon.
Hallelujah. When I blow with a shofar and I and all that are with me, then blow ye the Yahshua also on every side of the Arab and Amar. The sword of Yahweh is upon the Arab of the Arab. We blow on the troops of Abba Yahweh from Genesis to Revelation with fire and thunder.
Yeah.
Praise the mighty Yah. The shofar is life and death. It's what it's about. We blowing the life unto you so that you won't have to go to that death, that second death, the lake of fire. Continue.
Verse 19, so Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch, and they had but newly set the watch, and they blew the trumpet and brake the pitchers that were in their hands.
Hallelujah.
Verse 20, and the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers and held the lamps in their left hand and the trumpets in their right hand to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of Yahweh and of Gideon. Verse 21.
Just go back to 19. So I am. So the believers and the 100 Adam that were with us came unto the outside of the camp in the high barrier of the middle of the Shabbat, and we had a new set to this thunder watch, and we blew the shofars and break all the devil's lies that were around the area. with thunder. This is what we are. We are here. There was our brothers back then. This is us now. We breaking all them broken citrons of lies of Hasatan. Hallelujah, Yahweh, continue.
Verse 21. And they stood every man in his place round about the camp, and all the hosts ran and cried and fled. Verse 22. And the 300 blew the trumpet, and Yahweh set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout all the hosts. And the host fled to Bethshittah in Zerethrath, and to the border of Abel-Meholah, unto Tabbath.
Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. Like 21. And we stood every man and Iyshshah in Yah's palace round about the temple. All the hosts ran, they had to cry, they had blow the shofar of Yahweh, imminent the operations wherever we had traded our freedom from. Family, friends, neighbor. They say righteous upon your mind. Speak about it wherever you go. Wherever we go, when the opportunity presents ourselves, we're going to bring the thunder of truth for our Yahweh. It's always been his present time. Hey, now we bring it back to this present time. It is time. This is a fallen era, Yisrael. Let's represent. This is our heritage.
Yes, it is.
To teach up our Yahweh. Our big brother Yahshua he came into the flesh and made it final. This is what we have to do. Say go. Yahweh to all the go eat. First he said, yes, I come from the only the lost sheep of Yisrael. He wanted to come to get them back in order so they can do it. Then some of y'all brothers, our big brothers, then you know we got the Yahweh list around for everybody. Amen. It's not just Yisrael going to the kingdom. He's going to pick from all going, but we got to let them know this heritage, how this how they're supposed to be. As we are becoming that particular am. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 13. 1 Samuel chapter 13. 1 Samuel chapter 13. Let's read verses 2 to 3.
1 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 2. Shaul chose him 3,000 men of Israel, whereof 2,000 were with Shaul in Michmash and in Mount Bethel, and 1,000 were with Jonathan in Gibeah of Benjamin. And the rest of the people he sent every man to his tent. Verse 3. And Jonathan smote the garrison of the Philistines that was in Gibeah. And the Philistines heard of it. And Shaul blew the trumpet throughout all this land, saying, let the Hebrews hear.
Hallelujah. And Yahweh said unto us, blow the high shofar throughout the whole area of mine. Let the Hebrews hear and be awakened to be my sons and thunder again.
Yes.
Hallelujah, Yahweh. 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel. This is Hebrew year's great Elite month. He wants us to be awakened to him again. Become the sons and daughters of thunder again.
Yes, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Thank you, Father Yahweh.
It's time.
Yes, it
Ain't
is.
no day. We in boot camp. You know, we're going to smash them emotions that devil play on people with. We had boot camp to be tough enough. Once we were submerged, we ain't listening to Yahweh and Yeshua's army.
Yes, we did.
We are warriors. Ain't no punks in this army.
Yahweh.
We don't care, but we care.
Yes.
We don't care if you're wimpy crying. You get over it. It's toughen you up. You're strong. We going through the furnace of fire that come out like gold. We burning up all the impurities of this world that the devil has put on us. Now we got the gold and shining like fine for like the oil for our Yahweh. While we had Nephimus in our Gibeah. That's what we gonna do. So when we wake up on that first resurrection, and he gonna say, and then him when the kingdom come, he gonna say, my bastard daughter, job well done.
Yeah.
Crowns with that crown of glory,
Yeah.
you rule over this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we're striving for. Hallelujah. Yeah, some people say we saved now. We can say that because we know our work.
Right.
Hallelujah, Yahweh. Just waiting on the glorified body. Ruach, we are a spirit man, not in a fleshly body. That is our heritage. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Yes, oh yes.
2 Samuel chapter 2. 2 Samuel chapter 2. This shofar means life and death. This is our heritage. We got to blow it loud and strong. He gave us his Ruach to do this.
Right.
Let's do it. 2 Samuel chapter 2. Let's read verse 28.
2 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 28. So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood still, and pursued after Yisrael no more, neither fought they anymore.
Hallelujah. So the nation of Israel blew the high shofar, and all the arms of the area stood still, and pursued after Israel for the truth. Neither they fought against the truth anymore. Hallelujah, Yahweh. It's what we doing today. It's what we doing today. This is what it is. This is what it's all about. We blowing the shofar of truth about Yahweh. Knock down all Hasatan line. Each time we talk to you, history is being rewritten by Yah's Emmett Debar. From the lies of the devil through Adam. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Praise the mighty Yah.
First Malach, First Kings, First Kings, First Malach, First Kings. Hallelujah, Yahweh. What a privilege honor being the fire and thunder of that Ruach. First Malach, First Kings, chapter 1. Chapter 1, let's read verse 34.
1 Kings chapter 1 and verse 34. And let Zadok, the priest of Nathan, the prophet, anoint him their king over Israel, and blow ye with the trumpet, and say, Elohim save King Shalom.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let Yahweh, the great Elohim, and Yahshua, the high Malach, anoint us, Malach, over all the earth, that we shall blow the shofar of our Yahweh, and let Yahweh say, save all the yams. Praise the mighty Yah. Save as many which say that they are willing. That his image reigns from Genesis to Revelation. So all it's about, y'all. Israel, this is our heritage. It was lost to us for our ancestors disobedient, but he had brought it back to it. So we got to come with the fire and thunder so we can get it. Get it and smash that devil. He said, utterly destroy him. And we destroying the lies of the fleshly man right with him. As you say, we bind Hasatan and that fleshly man, and they can go to the lake of fire as raw slumber right now. In Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen.
That's the power in the name. He gave it to us. Psalms chapter 47. Psalms chapter 47. Psalms chapter 47. Psalms chapter 47. We bring it. It's time for the fire and thunder. Yes, the image of the reigns of our Yahweh, which is truth.
That's right.
No, we ain't watering down nothing for you. To tickle your fanny.
That's right.
You ain't gonna have you ain't gonna wish you have a fan your fanny in the lake of fire. You don't listen to these image rings.
Yeah.
Psalms chapter 45. Psalms chapter 47. Let's read verse 5.
Psalms chapter 47 and verse 5. Elohim is gone up with a shout, Yahweh with the sound of a trumpet.
Hallelujah. Elohim is gone up with a shout. Yahweh with the sound of his shofar.
Yes, he has.
Blow it in Shemayim, we're going to blow it in the end time. But he got us, called us to blow it now.
Right.
With fire and thunder. It's in it, the bomb, Darbarines. You know, with no man can withstand. It's power,
Yes.
authority. Holler Yahweh. Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19. Trying to get something to you, Eric. He's trying to get Yahshua to you. He wants trying to get you a best kind, this kind, and eternal kind. The best that we can ever have. Holler Yahweh. Exodus chapter 19. Exodus chapter 19. Time out for playing Israel dressing up, looking the part. They was more decked out than we could ever be back then. They had Yeshua with them, had the finest gold, everything, silk, whatever, clothing, linen, they had the finest, still was disobedient.
Yes,
So you
they
look at
were.
the part don't mean nothing.
Nothing.
He said, try to Ruach. And that's what this thunder, sons of thunder, not to do nothing. The Ruach done already did it. We just standing and being with y'all. We ain't focused on you
No.
until you go this and y'all.
Yeah.
If you are out of whack with y'all and you're not present, it's our duty and responsibility to put you back in right standing. So
Hallelujah.
you can be in right standing with y'all.
Yes.
It's not condemnation, it's convicting. You got to be convicted. Exodus chapter 19, let's read verse 5.
Exodus chapter 19 and verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
Hallelujah. It's the hour talking, you know.
Yes.
Now therefore, ye
Hallelujah.
will obey my voice,
Yeah.
that big old shofar. Indeed, and Shema my Ibryi, then you shall be a peculiar singular unto me above all am, for all the earth is mine. No worries, mate. You his child, don't worry about nothing, your bills, situations,
That's
nothing.
right, Yahweh.
Cast all your care. He just gave you right here.
Yes.
If you keep my Ibryi, he gonna take care of you. He can't have you worry about nothing in the devil's world for a temporary world. You know, but you can't do this work. You can't be that son or daughter of thunder for him. Holler that flesh and our son, yeah, he gonna try. He gonna try to put in there, and then you say, shut up, devil. You ain't no good. Shut up, flesh. You and the devil ain't the flesh and the devil ain't no good. They buddies.
Yeah, they
The
are.
flesh within it, that's why you gotta check yourself every second, every minute, every hour, all day, every day.
Praise the
Even
mighty
while you
God.
sleep, you gotta let that hour on.
Yes, you
Because
do.
that God and the house of the spirit, they don't sleep, baby. House time to come.
Yeah,
So be
yeah.
careful of your thoughts during the day. For you won't let them in your rest, y'all get it. But
Yes.
soon y'all snap you out of it. And you be
Yes,
back
sir.
at shalom, back sleep. You forget all about that boom.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Come on now. Teach it, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 14. Deuteronomy chapter 14. That's all he is, a big old bully. As it is written, when he be bound 1,000 years, we're going to be warming people, we're going to warm up. This the man, this little wimpy punk that caused all this mess. Because why? He got you deceived
That's right.
against Yahweh. He deceived
Got
you.
no power.
He got you deceived, and so then you are robbed of your power.
Yes, you are. Come on now.
Deuteronomy chapter 14. He ain't got nothing on us now.
No, he
Yeshua,
don't.
our big brother came, took it back from that point, like a real gangster, took it back and bestowed it on those who are in obedience to him. Now we rule over him as he wanted to be all the time. You know, it was just giving up in the garden. But now it's back. Our big brother had to wait, couldn't violate his Torah, his law. Had to wait, and then Daddy said, okay, now it's time. Holler Yahweh.
Praise the mighty God.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, let's read verse 2.
Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2. But thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim, And Yahweh had chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
Hallelujah. He's trying to tell your heritage, Israel.
Right.
He's trying to tell your heritage.
Yeah.
For thou art Kadesh am unto Yahweh thy Elohim. And Yahweh have chosen thee to be a peculiar am unto himself
Yeah.
above all the high gods that are upon the earth. You may look around and think that we the lowliest. No. That's just sleeping years right here. Like as Brother Snowman gave in a lesson last night. Because that's the brokenness of not knowing the thunders, the sons of thunder and daughters of thunder. So that's that slave mentality. That's the big mama syndrome from House of Time and the physical big mama. You know, they don't know they spy. Yahshua is over man, man is over Iyshshah. In order to do the work of our Yahweh. Everybody must know their roles. Be a team player. Hallelujah.
Come on, brother. Speak it and teach.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
Go to Deuteronomy 26. It's not like ain't nobody ruling nobody. We just know our position. You know, when I can say that as Rod Shalom was giving that lesson, is the two was there to restrain the thing, but you got to let Yahweh in and be the threefold cord. Then you can strangle the devil. That cord around and strangle him. Choke him, he'd be crying, oh, let me go. And the big bully been pumped out. You got that big mama syndrome, he's spreading around spiritually and physically. Hallelujah. Deuteronomy chapter 26. Deuteronomy chapter 26. Let's read verse 18.
Deuteronomy chapter 26 and verse 18. And Yahweh hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
And Yahweh hath avouched thee this Yom to be his peculiar am, secular am, and he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldst shema all his mitzvah. That's it. Is he done with that? He gonna give you the promises of all what he had promised us to be his peculiar am.
Yes.
That we'll be above all, and this is our heritage, y'all.
Yes.
Right.
Don't you want this?
Yes.
Amen.
I know I do. I know I want it now.
Right.
He's a now Elohim.
Yeah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Let's go to Psalms 135. Psalms 135. Psalms 135. Psalms 135. He wants us to get it, Yisrael. Get out and know our heritage, who we are. So we can come back and be that thunder of children he has called us to be.
Right.
Psalms 135. Let's read verse 4.
Psalms 135 and verse 4. For Yahweh had chosen Jacob unto himself, and Yisrael for his peculiar treasure.
He keeps letting us know.
Yeah.
For Yah has chosen Jacob unto himself, and Yisrael for his particular magula. That's what it cellular. That's what he keeps letting you know. This is our heritage.
Yeah.
This is our heritage. He said, come back to me.
Hallelujah.
And I'll show you all your work. And I will bless you to have your work. He like say he owns it all. He just said that in another. He owns it all. He wants to give it to us all. They big. See the big picture. This is not just for us. This is for a generation to come after us.
Right.
We are just happen to be the first fruit on our Raw, Makan, Raw, Shalom here, Yahweh and Temple to get this fire and thunder. To come, to keep continuing on. Right. What an honor and privilege. The vision our Raw, that Yah had put in our Raw Makan. The vision of it, Iyshsh in Yahshua. That's it. Brothers and sisters, likewise doing the work of our Yah. That's it. He set it up that way. To stand against the wiles of the devil, the ways of our wicked are down. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Ecclesiastes chapter 2. Let's read verse 8. Hallelujah, Yahweh.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 8. I gather me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts.
Hallelujah. Our big old brother just said, I gather me also silver and gold, and peculiar treasure of malice and of providence. I got me Adam saying and Iyshshah saying, and the delights of the high bonds of Adam as musical instrument and all that, all sort. He's just speaking of our big brother Yahshua. This is what he gathered us. We be his peculiar megad. He let you know I got women and malice of kings and all that, and high bonds of Adam, the bonds of thunder, Babson son. This Yahshua letting it be known. He said, put yourself there. That's Robin Cousin. This Yahshua talking to us. He gathered us.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He gathered us.
Yeah.
And gave us all this, you know, this is our heritage. What all after the world had copied us because our ancestors gave it up, but he's back. And it was always there. But we bringing it forward to the forefront.
Right.
Fire and thunder.
Yeah.
This is what Yahshua said. He has gathered us. Holla Yahweh. He always told y'all, chose you Israel.
Yeah.
He just keep emphasizing. Once you get it, he gives it come down where you can understand it. Then he has to rock, lift it up, emphasize it 10 times more, so you can really feel it and like grasp it and fall in love with it. Hallelujah, Yahweh. First, Titus chapter 2. 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 Let's read verse 14.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 14. Who gave himself for us that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar people, zealous of good works.
Hallelujah. This is our heritage.
Yeah.
Who Yahshua himself gave for himself that Yahshua might powder us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar and zealous of Yah's told work.
Yeah.
That's what we are. We are his Kohanim.
Oh, yeah.
We are, you know, we have it. This is what we are. In particular, and this is our heritage.
Yeah.
Let's reclaim it, Yisrael.
Hallelujah.
Let's do this. Do this for Yah. That's what all it's about. It's about Yah. Doing his work, marvelous work. It's a great reward, he said. Don't give up your confidence. It's a great reward in this. Now and eternity. Hallelujah, Yahweh. First Peter chapter 2. First Peter chapter 2. First Peter chapter 2. First Peter chapter 2. Let's read verse 9. All praises to our Abba Yahweh. His great Shem Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.
Amen. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation,
Yes.
a royal priesthood,
Yes.
an holy nation,
Yes.
a peculiar people,
Yes.
that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Hallelujah. We have a Shabbat totally inheritance.
Right.
For ye are a chosen generation. That's us. We are this chosen generation for this present time.
Yes.
A royal Kohen,
Yeah.
a Kadesh Goyim, a peculiar lamb, that you should show forth the high hallowed of Yahweh, who have called you out of darkness into Yahweh's marvelous oil.
That's right with you.
What an honor and privilege
Yeah.
that this is our inheritance.
Yes.
Our inherited Yisrael. He set us above all other goyim to bring forth His will.
Yeah.
To do His will, to show forth that it can be done. Our big brother came and showed it, that it all that he has about us can and will be done. Either you're going to do it or He's going to break you with it. Ezekiel, chapter 16. Ezekiel, chapter 16. Chapter 16. Ezekiel, chapter 16. Chapter 16. And let's read verses 8 to 14.
Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 8. Now when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of love, and I spread my skirt over thee, and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee, and enter into a covenant with thee, said Yahweh Elohim, and thou becamest mine.
Hallelujah. Check it out. This is Yisrael he talking to.
Yeah.
Now, when I passed by thee and looked upon thee, behold, thy time was the time of a hair. I spread my skirt over thee and covered thy nakedness, all that filthiness and all that nakedness, that shame.
Yeah.
And shame covered us, brought us into His fold, and cleaned it up and talked to it and talked to it like now. Yea, I swear to thee and enter into a bereath with thee, Amar Adon Yahweh, thou becamest mine. We as His inheritance to be an inheritance. Continue.
Verse 9. Then washed I thee with water. Yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. Verse 10. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk.
He letting you know how to deck we are. That's why we supposed to wear our garb and everything.
Right.
You know, like on the Easter song, dress up in your finest array and give our praise to Yahweh. That's it. He letting you know. I want you to come look good. Represent Israel. You be my particular lamb, wrapping your migbar, tits and garb on.
Right.
People gonna see. Continue.
Verse 11. I decked thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and a chain on thy neck. Verse 12. And I put a jewel on thy forehead, and earrings in thy ears, and a beautiful crown upon thy
And
head.
that's what He wants you to know.
Yeah.
Crown, that crown of glory, our head covering. That's it. Continue.
Verse 13. Thus wast thou decked with gold and silver, and thy raiment was of fine linen and silk and broidered work. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou wast exceeding beautiful, and thou didst prosper into a kingdom.
Thank you, Papa.
Verse 14. And thy renown went forth among the heathens for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness,
Yes. Hallelujah.
which I have put upon thee, says Yahweh Elohim.
Hallelujah. That's it. That's it. That's what He had been back the stove. And you know this. We have a Shabbat heritage, a goodly heritage.
Yeah.
Yes. This is it. That's through this Yisrael. Those that wait represent. So our heritage can be known, told to the ones that are not awakening yet. Praise the mighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews chapter 12. Who we are? We in Hebrew is Israeli month.
Yep.
Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews chapter 12. Hebrews. One honor and privilege to be a Hebrew.
Oh, yes.
It's a blessing, truly a blessing to be a Hebrew Israelite, child of Yahweh's pure delight. That's what it is. We have pure mind, pure delight, pure the Baba ring, the Baba Yahweh. That's what it's about. We went through the fire, pure, purified.
Yeah.
Hebrews chapter 12, verses 18 and 19, and it reads.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 18. For ye are not come unto the mount that might be touched, and that burn with fire, nor unto blackness, and darkness, and tempest. Verse 19. And the sound of a trumpet, and the voice of words, which voice they that heard entreated that the word should not be spoken to them anymore.
Hallelujah. That was that shofar thunder from our Yahweh. Now it's in us, that shofar thunder of Yahweh, that we should play these dabarines, that we hear them, what we, the dabarines in their mind from our Yahweh. Hallelujah, Yahweh, that shofar is life and death. Revelation chapter 8. Revelation chapter 8. Revelation chapter 8. Revelation chapter 8. Let's read verse 13.
Revelations chapter 8 and verse 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of Shemayim, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of their voice of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels